Panel, Earth Spirit, offlane, Cinderin. This is Execration versus Team Liquid. I am extremely interested to see the Earth Spirit. We talked about it the other day. The big changes, in my opinion, the Shard obviously changed. It was kind of built into the hero now, so you have the extra remnant or stone remnants throughout the game. The Rolling Boulder does 150% damage to creeps now, so you actually can farm on this hero theoretically. And the new Shard is the original ability from back in the day that was also made like a 25 talent or something like that recently, where you can actually pull your allies, which on release was the most broken ability maybe of any new hero.
It was insane when it came out.
Absurd.
It's a lot slower in terms of movement speed than it was back then, or travel time, if you will, when you pull allies, but it's still a really strong ability to just get like that. Yeah, this hero is hands down just better than last patch, but we haven't really seen it much. What is it about us casting new offlaners? Yesterday we had Collapse play the first Axe, we had him play the first Ogre, and now we have the first Earth Spirit. Like, all the new offlane heroes just coming through. It's cool. I mean, I love creativity. I love to see these teams explore new options, but I have to say I'm kind of with the panel. I'm worried when I see a Medusa against 0 mana burn in this patch. I think this hero conceptually right now is insane. I think of it a bit like if you go back a couple of years and it was like, oh man, we got brooded, you know? In the last year, getting brooded was a first pick. But back then, it was like you would last pick brood if the enemy had no way of killing spiderlings, and you just be like, all right, we're kind of doomed. This is going to be a horrible game. I kind of feel like Medusa is a bit in that place right now, where if this hero gets picked late in the draft and you don't have mana burn and you don't have ways of dealing with her in general, this hero has to be exceptionally hard to win against. So I'm worried for Execration. I think the pacing needs to be high. I think they have to dominate the map. I think if Mickey gets to have a semi-full inventory, I just don't see how this lineup kills Medusa ever.
Well, when the patch came out, Medusa was terrible. She was getting dunked by by Axe consistently.
And she got 17 buffs in a day.
Yeah,
so
a lot of buffs. Some of them were minor. Some of them are pretty big. I think the Mystic Snake going from 3.2 to, or was it the passive? 3.2 to 4.
The Mana Shield.
Just a massive jump.
This hero is
an uptick.
Just without a doubt the tankiest hero in Dota when she's not against Mana Burn.
Yeah, and we've seen her struggle still even after these buffs, and I think one thing that we have found has been very good for her is having this mana battery type like the Pugnas or the Chakra Magic Coddle. This one, or this time around for Liquid, it's CM, so it's not like a burst mana, but you're getting, it's almost like a global healing aura now, for the Medusa specifically. So we'll see how that works out for Team Liquid. And again, coming into this game, Liquid kind of middle of the pack, kind of tied for, I mean, they're on the threshold of technically being eliminated from the entire tournament. But it is a three-way tie, so a very important game for them. And Execration, I think the panel talked about, they basically have to win every single game now to have a chance to even stay in the tournament going forward.
I guess mathematically they can drop a single, but they would need a draw and a win to get a tie. And if they get 2 flat-out wins, they could technically avoid tiebreakers if they're lucky, but yeah. It's a lot of Dota still to be played for these guys, and this is definitely going to be one of their biggest challenges yet, which is a little bit worrying considering their scoreline, but you know, I mean, you would say that maybe going into the tournament, who knows, maybe Liquid just aren't as scary as one might have expected.
Yeah, they've definitely struggled, and like the panel talked about, Execration coming off of a 2-0 against BetBoom, who have been quite
very good result for them.
So that was unexpected, and we'll see if they can harness the energy to do it again in a back-to-back, essentially. But Liquid, obviously, the favorites in this regardless. And Zai gets to play as Underlord. This hero has been just picked basically every game when it's available.
It's very, very strong, this patch.
What, I mean, is it just the mobility? I mean, okay, so in terms of builds, like Crimson, Pipe, any holder of that sort that can get theoretically both is going to be strong, I think, in general. But I assume the ult of his is allowing for that extra mobility that's really important on the map that's so much bigger now.
He's an aura offlaner that has percentage-based damage later in the game. So compared to other offlaners, he has different scaling potential because Firestorm is just that good. And like you said, then you also have the Rift or the Fiend's Gate to play the big map objectives. And, you know, we've kind of talked it to death at this point, but obviously in this patch now, both Pipe and Greaves are better, Pipe and Crimson. This hero has really solid strength gain, not one of the best in the game, but still definitely meaningful. And you know, if the offlaners that in the patch are buying auras, well, guess what? Your aura offlaner buyer has a percentage-based damage ability and a and a percentage-based damage negation in the atrophy aura. It's just
for sure.
Incredible in teamfight brawls.
Boxy, okay, he's gonna get dropped. So first blood goes to Palos. Mid lane though, Bob taking some action from Nisha, who already has the CS lead. He's not able to finish it off, though, and instead, this is going to be turned around potentially. X marks the spot. Yeah, already pops that fairy fire and actually dodges the X, but Shanks comes in with the impetus.
With the shank.
Yeah, he shanked the crap out of him there for sure. So 2-0 lead for Execration early on. And I think anytime you can get a root, just to piggyback off this Underlord situation, against Spirit heroes, which are very popular right now, his root is absurdly good. Any type of mobility.
Yeah, there's just so many praises for this hero right now, basically. If the meta develops and these aura items become less popular, this hero will absolutely fall off, but for now, seems here to stay. Nice rotation from Instania to bot. Went through the gate.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to this. CM ganking from the south.
Yep.
It's so much harder now. I wonder... I will be fascinated in the next month to see the changes that teams make to try to counteract this, whether it's changing up the way you play the lanes or maybe the formation of the lanes entirely that we kind of talked about, maybe like a dual lane mid or something weird like that, or perhaps just picking tankier carries in some respect. It's such a strange thing that we've never really had to experience in Dota before.
One thing we've seen many teams start to do is warding the gates early on, but then again, it kind of becomes a game of, okay, who de-wards it faster, right? Instania.
Tino.
Trouble.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to be able to turn this around again. So Shanks with the second kill of the game, this time on Instania. They're going to roll right in onto Mickey. So that's a good amount of mana left. He's actually going to get a kill. So a little bit of miscalculation there for Tino. As Bob, he exists in the mid lane.
Yes.
Mickey's
running low on mana.
TP supports Shanks. He's going to get slowed, though. Instania. Looks like Mickey technically gets the last hit there. So able to turn that around is Liquid. Did cost them a couple of TPs. But obviously with those gates now, it's not really that big of an investment anymore. That's also going to take some getting used to. But in this mid lane, Bob, you can see his CS 27-7 versus Nisha's Ember 28-6. So relatively even. Boxy, though, he's going to try to transition over to mid lane with Insania. Gets off the Frostbite. Boat's coming in for that damage mitigation, but...
It's a very late boat. I feel like if you feel threatened when you see these two supports come in, you got to throw that boat out instantly. Like, if you're going to do it anyway. With a bit more damage mitigation, if he had used that on 2/3 health instead of on a quarter, he might have lived. Since Ember was only level 5 at the time. But again, another nice rotation from Liquid. Just really kind of playing these... This is giving you a flashback to old patches when the 4 and 5 would just combo move around the map, right? The times of Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and these two heroes would just run around in tandem, disrupt into Lesh Stun, into kill. So far, the Maiden and Skywrath have been very much playing together, largely by virtue of the gates, but also around that mid lane.
Trying to avoid this deny on the range creep. Palos has to go hit it directly. There's actually a pretty decent stack there for him already, but I'm not sure if that's just going to be taken by Zai instead, because Firestorm really does own for that.
Pretty important here. Insania will be stealing the enemy Wisdom Rune.
Okay.
I think Tina will be too late.
Yep. Insania takes it. It might cost him his life as Shanks is coming here as well. Trying to deny himself on the Black Dragons. Question is, who will get the kill on Insania? It's not going to be the Dragons. Is it going to be anybody at this point? This is taking way longer than he signed up for. Insania will drop to Tino in the end. Talk to me about Earth Spirit build as a core.
Well, he's got Vanguard so far. Earth Spirit has really great strength gain, so is a potential good candidate for Crimson, right? I wouldn't mind seeing him go Crimson Pipe this game. Just have those auras for
damage. Palos.
Yeah, Firestorm's nasty.
Firestorm plus Ancient Seal.
He's actually dead.
Yeah, Arcane Bolt's going to get it. Bonk. Okay, Boxy picks up a very big kill. I mean, that's something we really don't talk about with Ancient Seal is the damage amp that it provides. Obviously, the silence is great because it's basically instant once you get it off.
Yeah, but nice pairing with Underlord.
Damage amp's crazy.
Percentage base damage amped up by a percentage. Sky's the limit. No pun intended. Actually.
That was a pun. Yeah.
Sometimes you say something and then it immediately
you have brilliant.
I'm genius.
You're too good for your own good. Zai,
You're so good with words. Unbelievable. Zai.
put that on your tombstone. Too good to be good. Zai.
Get the root again,
That was
actually.
like a triple root, basically, but he is going to get dropped eventually, so Carlo actually gets credit for that kill. And Insania hurricaned back by the Wild Wing, which is about to expire anyway. And, ooh, Liquid actually aggressing onto Bob because Nisha has that haste rune. Still a decent amount of time left on it. Bob will get enough distance, though. As Shanks just corralling the wave a little bit for his mid Kunkka to get back.
And then he steals it.
Yep, he's just going to take all of it, apparently. I thought he was holding it for his poor Bob. But yeah, back to the build on Earth Spirit. You think just auras, the general thing, or do you go for anything, any weird stuff? As the boat's coming in, the X is knocked. Oh, actually, it ends up timing nicely despite being silenced. They clean up Insania very easily. Nisha dodges out on that torrent, so it's only going to be one support dead for Liquid in this mid lane.
I don't know. What does he want to do with the Void Stone? I'm trying to think. Like, is this just... Have a look. Does he buy Pavis? Does he get Hex? Is he getting
Pavis. Huh.
Lotus? Not sure.
I mean, this is an amazing Lotus game. You got 2 roots.
Lotus is definitely very
Frostbite.
good. But it also feels like a good Crimson
Ancient
game, right? Like, this
Seal.
item is always going to be amazing against Medusa carry, so...
Yeah. Oh, mid lane.
Unlike Medusa support.
Bob, he gets silenced and he gets brought down. The support's just kind of stuck around there for Liquid, and they net themselves another valuable kill, this time onto Bob.
Liquid trying to turn Bob the Builder into Bob the Tilter with these ganks.
Good
If they can do it, thank you.
Mid lane.
I'm too good for my
Bottom
own
lane,
good.
I mean. Palos. God Strength. Oh, Nisha comes in. Almost call him Nigma. He's not on Nigma, unfortunately for him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Palos. That's the most popular team in the world. Has anybody ever told you that?
That's true.
Zai.
Zai's taking insane damage from Magnetize. You
Yeah.
can almost notice it.
It's pretty good.
Is he actually even gonna
I
die?
think that got buffed, and
He will
Zai's
die.
actually going to taken out by the Torrent as well. Nice turnaround here from Execration. X marks into boat from Bob, looking for the kill onto Boxy. A lot of burst damage. Does he have the move speed to finish this off? Indeed, he does.
Damn, the amount of damage that Magnetize actually ended up doing. I was joking about the Underlord, obviously. He was kind of out healing it with the Vanguard and everything, but Tino did a ton of damage there. I think he reapplied the Magnetize like 6 times. So we'll get his team a nice little trade-off. Obviously, while all this is happening quietly, Medusa is becoming a monster. And we have set the stage for this hero to just flat out Giga carry this game, so I'm still worried for Execration. They're making some good moves, they're fighting some good fights, but the primary problem you're going to have is not being slowed down whatsoever. The win condition of Liquid is thriving. And despite your Sven farming very well, he is still about 1,000 behind the enemy carry. So
Well, as much as I've been wanting to see Earth Spirit as a core, more so mid than anything, I guess. What's the purpose of it this game versus like another
oh, he's rushing Octarine.
Off
Interesting.
on Earth Spirit?
Yeah, Octarine, no boots. That's the
What?
build.
In what?
That's a build.
He has the recipe.
Yeah.
That what? Bob
It's a new patch.
taking some
Anything can work. The recipe is insane this patch.
What the hell am I watching? Boxy's gonna get boated. Torrent as well. Shanks looking to finish him off.
Really
One
nice
more right click will
spellcasting
do
here.
it, but a nice searing chains from Nisha. Focusing now onto Carlo. Good sleight of fist, but can't actually net himself the kill.
Oh, it's a very well
Oh,
executed.
he did net
Execration.
himself the kill.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think the rum buff ran out and then he died to Orb of Corrosion, actually. But
Oh,
still, great spellcasting from
a
Execration.
rare
but not-
corrosion kill.
Yep.
I like it.
Zai will be claiming the bot tower. See a replay here, so just perfect timing here from Bob. Gets the cleave off the melee creep, gets the torrent landing. Now Rubik died after that. You can imagine it.
Yes.
Sometimes imagination is better than reality.
Indeed.
Actually, a lot of the time it is. Kind of like with my jokes.
Tino and the Palace would be a huge kill for Liquid. They have 3
gate.
members here. They will find the Earth Spirit, which again, not a support, so this is still a very valuable kill. And they get off the Fiend's Gate as well as Zion Company can finish off this tower and just TP back. which he will do. Yeah, back to the Medusa. I don't really know how they deal with her either. I mean, it's a melee carry as well, so Stone Gaze is going to absolutely destroy Sven. Even off lane is magic damage, like it's not even burst either.
Even in quote-unquote traditional Dota, this would be a good Medusa game, right? So, because like she has a good core matchup against the Sven, and the enemy team don't really have the best ways of dealing with her. Their mid hero is a cleave damage hero, not single target. Their offlaner is a cleave hero, not single target. So it's really Sven and Ench that have to kill the Dusa. So what when she gets a butterfly? Like, what are you actually going to deal with her with? It's going to be a tough challenge.
Nisha and company.
Pretty good damage
Carlo
there.
again. And Sania gets off his ult just temporarily, dies shortly after. But there's the Stone Gaze from Mickey. The boat coming in, more damage mitigation.
Oh, Manta dodged
actually gets avoided.
Sexy.
Very nicely done from Mickey. Gonna get focused though. God Strength is there. But you can see how tanky this guy is. The Mango, was that given from Insania? Might have been. Mystic Flare is there to be able to finish off Palos. Double kill for Boxy. 3 dead for Execration as Shanks will be able to waddle himself away. Nisha gets off a Remnant. X marked into nothing. And Liquid just look like they're starting to take over. Searing Chains connects onto Bob. Looking for a high five, but Nisha will just walk away very rudely.
And the headline for your tabloid newspaper tomorrow, has the frog gone too far? Medusa tanked literally everything.
Yeah. Was that
She got smacked by Sven for a good while. I think Insania gave him a mango. Maybe he had the Lotus as well, but he hit a Mystic Snake on 2 heroes, and the amount of mana you regain with this is, if you convert this to EHP, it's crazy, just hitting a snake on 2 heroes. So yeah. I admire the attempt to go for it. I feel like you kind of have to. Like, you can't just let Mickey play a free game, but that wasn't enough. You needed more heroes. Even a God Strength Sven hitting her 7 times back-to-back with some backup did not cut it.
That's a stack. Oh, that's another stack.
Oh, those are juicy.
Yes, indeed. And I believe Mickey will attempt to go for it now.
And actually, in that last fight, I think in the end, Mickey Manta dodging the Ghost Ship might have been crucial. That extra damage could have perhaps pushed him under the limit of being able to use that Mystic Snake that kept him alive.
What do you think about
clutch?
Mickey going for Diffusal. Manta into Diffusal.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not what I would have expected.
You guys can't buy one, but I will.
I feel like this just looks like an incredible Scotty game. Like, you just get Scotty Butterfly and you're just invincible.
Well, that's the thing about Medusa. It feels like her build hasn't changed in years.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a Diffusal.
Good question. I don't think there's any inherently really obvious reason to get this item here. It allows you to stick on your target as Dusa, right? Like, you can purge them and keep going. And you have Manta, so there's some benefit there. But still, could make the same argument for just Scotty having stronger illusions, and obviously the illusions are ridiculously tanky too. Important part of this math is that the damage block, the 98% damage block of the Mana Shield, is calculated first, which means that despite them being illusions, they're exceptionally tanky, because the extra 300% damage they take is out of the 2% that goes through.
Oh, you are in a lot of trouble. Bursted down by Boxy. Nisha also helped. He's going to Remnant away, so Bob not able to really control the situation here as Liquid get away with murder again.
Carlo's sitting on a really good spell to fight Medusa right now with the Firestorm. Or I guess it's not that good anymore because she has no health. So
that means it almost does nothing.
It just does the flat damage, I guess. She doesn't have very much HP.
That's insane, but it's good against everybody else, especially Zai.
Oh, it's good when you have it.
Yeah, he's not going to have it any longer. Of course, that is a relatively easy one to steal. Searing Chains from Nisha. There's the silence. Bob just going to walk away. Had not much impact from the Kunkka yet. Not much impact from any of the cores, really, on Execration's side. Obviously, Sven needs a little time to ramp up. Shanks has been the one that's been kind of all over the place.
This ball is so cool. I can't get over it. I mean, I don't think it's going to, as it looks, I don't know if it's going to win, but I love it.
Yeah.
2 bracers into Vanguard, and then he disassembled Vanguard to make Octarine core.
Ah, okay.
So it's like a really early core here, but
that's very strange.
Yeah, obviously this hero can just spam cast spells. You have a lot of, since you have a lot more remnants than you used to with the change, the Octarine has more value. You're going to recharge faster. I mean, it's kind of cool, honestly. If you want to fight non-stop, this could be the way to go. The issue is, I don't know if you're winning the fights, though. So effectively, you've itemized to take fights that you can't take.
Right.
Whereas if you had, let's say, the Vanguard into Crimson and Pipe, perhaps you stand a chance of keeping your Sven safe against the Dusa, keeping your supports healthy and in fighting shape. But like this, you're mainly playing for yourself, and it's just not going to cut it against this kind of lineup, I think. So as much as I love the build, I don't think it's the right one for the game.
But we can tell our kids someday that we did see it.
We were there.
That's an important thing. We'll definitely remember this as Mystic Flare. Bob has to BKB, and unfortunately for him, it's just to survive. Now you won't have it for this, what I would assume to be an upcoming fight, as Liquid gonna kind of force the issue. They take the tier 2 bot, they're gonna focus now on the tier 2 mid, and the building's just massively in favor of Liquid right now. And when you have a Medusa and you're taking buildings this fast, that is not good news for the enemy team.
Yep. Wonder what Gaben thinks. Okay.
I'm gonna say 85-15.
90-10.
Okay, I was close.
So a big expected advantage for the Dire here with the win expectancy graph.
He's going Scotty now.
Yep. No surprise there.
I wonder what the reasoning is for this defusal. I was thinking, like, the upgrade path with the new disperser. Is there some reason to get that?
I mean, it's pretty cool to disperse yourself for the move speed, right? But
oh boy. Yeah, this is trouble for Sven. Getting blocked. And then there's the combo that we've seen already a couple times as Palos just one right click away. Zai takes it for himself. And Mickey now farming the enemy triangle, which includes the enemy courier.
Little rogue courier got split shot there. Unfortunate.
It happens.
I mean, sometimes you just get caught in the SAM system.
Yep, Nisha finding himself yet another kill. Although Flame Guard was given. Okay. Enough to stay alive, it seems.
But Liquid are dominating the map. They're gonna steal the enemy Tormentor.
All right, who gets the shard?
Question is who you want it on.
Yeah, it's going to be between CM and Sky. Definitely Sky.
I don't know.
Definitely Sky. There it is.
Oh, was that a definitely he will get it, or definitely it's better
Both.
than him? He definitely will
Both.
die.
Oh, they actually cancel the TP from Mickey. They actually get the kill onto Boxy as well. Execration. They really need to find something. Mickey continue to try to get inside that portal, but he's taking too much damage now, so a big kill for Execration.
So long. It's actually just bizarre to watch. Like, that was a 5v1 and it took them 10 seconds to kill him, and he almost, if he gets that snake off and hits all of them, he would have had another full health bar.
Yeah.
This is crazy stuff. He kept trying to go through the gate. They did a really good job of just keeping him there with X marks, with stuns, etc. But, like, here, when this boat ends and they start grouping up, if he snakes here, I think he has snake and he's trying to go through the gate. If he had snake here, we would have got a full bar.
Yeah.
He will still end up dying. Like, he's not going to kill them.
I think he feels like
it's like
maybe he felt a little too confident as we actually go right into the action again.
Whoa,
Nisha, he's not smiling anymore. Another big kill for Execration. They get the 2 biggest kills on the map. Now chasing Insania. As you can see, the Fiend's Gate is... Was that stolen?
Yep.
Okay.
Damn.
Find Insania get kicked back into the action. Insania will drop.
Okay.
And just like that, it's a 3K lead. Execration not only showing some signs of life, but helping stabilize this game.
That Tormentor steal might cost them dearly, actually. That's a big swing for Execration. By no means are they in the lead, but they're getting a little bit of breathing room and a little bit of hope here.
Yeah. Look at that roll. It's actually so noticeable how much damage it does now. As Tino still opting not to bother with boots. We'll be going for the BKB next. So Ultra Tank incoming. Of course, the Tormentor that you talked about, the Shard, did go onto the Skywrath, which I think this patch is actually so much better than the old one, just because, just to give you an idea what it does for people that don't know, every time you cast a spell, essentially, or is it every tick of damage, I think?
Every time you cast a spell.
Every time you cast a spell, you
No,
get,
every time you deal damage, you're right, you're right.
That's right. Every instance of damage from Skywrath will give him int and armor. And now int gives magic resist, so it's like, okay, that's
fair.
actually doing a lot, and every instance of damage of Mystic Flare on its own will stack up pretty quickly.
Yep.
So it's actually a pretty damn good shard to get, especially for free, as Liquid will get the second, this one between Insania and who cares, because Insania gets it. This is the one where Freezing Field you can freely move.
Yeah, and cast your other spells.
That's implied.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely good. but
yeah, it's solid. It gets
harder to pull off
particularly
still.
it gets particularly good if you have bongo boots and BKB. He's not really close to either of those right now. Looks like he wants to get a solo crest for his Dusa to just pump up that carry versus carry matchup. And speaking of Dusa, make his Scotty's flying out, and he'll now be going for the butter. On the other side, Sven has a 9-second BKB, so finally that is completed. Earth Spirit is close to his as well. Kunkka has his BKB on 8, so actually Execration have quite a lot of tools when these triple BKBs are running. It's just a matter of can you kite and survive the Dusa, because everybody else will be taken care of by your team. So it's still going to be the really like a raid boss kind of game.
You just avoid at all costs and kill everybody else first.
I think so. I think if you try to kill Dusa when she has the team around her, you're going to lose the game. I think that is just not a winning strategy. Your lineup can't do it. So focus on killing the rest, kite the Dusa, buy a halberd, you know, like especially I think a halberd on Earth Spirit would actually be really nice with the Octarine as well. Maybe should actually get it over the BKB, I would argue. That's one thing that Medusa still will struggle with, right? No matter how tanky she gets, disarm is super annoying for this hero. She doesn't want to buy BKB to protect herself against it either. So we'll see if any one of them goes that path. Would be the classic counter.
Bob and company into the Roche pit.
Okay, they're
Owls
good pretty
pop the
fast.
ult, and this should be a freebie.
Yep, Liquid on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, but not close to the gates, so nice steal here from Execration.
Not sure why this is a steal.
They're stealing Roche.
Well, they stole his Aegis.
Yes.
He can have it back later.
Well, I feel like it's a kind of a steal because Liquid has been up the whole game, so very
That's
important.
fair.
They deny is maybe the right word. Onto the high ground, Liquid is attempting, though, against an Aegis, but as they can probably surmise, the Sven does not have ult for this.
That's a word you've never said before in your life.
How do you know?
I don't know. I've never heard it before.
Okay. You never heard anyone say that?
Don't think so.
You don't? Do you know what it means? No. Really?
I have no idea.
You're kidding. Wow. I know a word you don't know. That's great. It's a synonym for sandwich.
Oh, as they can sandwich.
Yep, that's right.
That makes
Liquid gonna respect.
That makes a lot of sandwich.
Execration's high ground. Oh, Mickey, misclick.
Woo!
Misclick. But they don't see it. Okay. Well, that's kind of big if they can run into him. Because you talked about the BKBs coming on. That's the one counter to BKB that Liquid has.
Very true. If Execration knew this, they would smoke. I think this is a crucial part of the team fight that Liquid have. Not unavailable, but as you said, the burden of knowledge against them here. Palos, can he do that? No. He does hit pretty damn hard on the Sven. Like, against everybody else, Echo Saber Daedalus, Nisha can die in a stun here for sure, so it's not like Execration are lacking damage. It's that's also what makes it feel like there is a path to victory here, because if you can play around the Dusa, there is a way to solve this. It's still going to be difficult, but with the little swing that we just saw the last 5 minutes, you're starting to have a little bit more faith in Execration, and so is good old Unky Gabe. He's giving them a whopping 25 now.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty big considering where we were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we going to see Harpoon on Mr. Sven?
Wouldn't mind it.
The upgrade of the Echo Saber. Would love to see it. Mickey going to get control for the time being, but still
Bob
not
has one
afraid to go high
halberd.
ground against his Aegis. And
they're
the
gonna
roll
kick
in
him
from
in.
Tino.
Oh,
All right, actually gets
okay.
canceled on the kick. Trying to control this Medusa. The tidal wave actually brings him back into the base. Tino finally pops that BKB. You can see Mickey's actually running out of mana. He's getting extremely low now. They're just going to focus him down, and down goes Medusa. Huge kill for Execration. Liquid getting punished. Insania's next. They dare try to push into our base with us having the Aegis? No! Absolutely not. Nisha, he will though. He will get out just fine.
Meike didn't get to press a spell for 10 seconds. That's why that worked so well. I think his Manta was on cooldown, so he couldn't break out of the silences and use his ult. And
so was his ult 100% up?
It was up. He had it ready, and he just couldn't play. Like, they didn't have any protection for him. They didn't have a defensive force staff. They didn't have a Glimmer. They didn't have... Obviously, he didn't have his Scotty or his Manta ready, so... And he doesn't have the Butterfly yet. He's, as a matter of fact, not even going to go that route.
Oh, he changed his mind?
Yeah, he's going for Daedalus. It really feels like Liquid are just flat out dropping the ball in a game that absolutely should be theirs at this point. Like, just a couple of back-to-back kind of palm-in-your-hand moments. That's not what it's called.
Yeah, Well, we'll just forget you said that,
It's a
Bob.
palm in your hand.
X marks. Nisha is their target. He gets telekinesed, getting
Oh,
rolled
no.
on, and the damage from Shanks I thought was going to be enough. Oh, last right click. It was a miss, I think. We'll just make it more exciting, even if it wasn't exciting, Cinder. And goodness gracious, the miss.
Yeah, if only Carlo had dropped his Philosopher's Stone when the shot was midair.
That's actually true. That's actually true.
I think Nisha had more than enough there, but okay. I love hype. It's hype.
Good. I'm glad. Very happy for you.
Yeah, let's see it again. We're gonna. I'm sure we're getting it in slow motion too, so we can really get excited here. It's like it did no damage. He did miss.
Okay,
good call. Good call, Shannon.
Wouldn't have been enough.
It wouldn't have been enough, but that's beside the point. You did not know that at the time. You're not a math guy.
You claim to be, but you have been wrong so many times that I don't even bother asking you questions anymore.
I have my own school of math.
Yeah. That's what
Sven top net worth.
Yep, sure
alert.
Is.
He has overtaken him for the first time in the game.
He's going Scotty. Interesting choice. Thought the harpoon for little extra gap closing would be a good choice.
I thought he was just going to get more donk, you know, like literally go in on the deuce and just slam her MKB or AC, you know, some sort of just in-your-face build.
Well, she's not going butterfly anymore. No need for the MKB, right?
Yeah, I guess. Which, again, is just a bit surprising to me that Mickey doesn't want to take that path. It feels like the item has incredible value because it's not just the Sven that you're evading, it's also Ench. Ench has a Pike and Solar Crest. She does a lot of damage. Shanks in this game is not a hero to overlook.
So, talk to me about the Scotty. Why this choice for Sven? I mean, obviously it's just a good item in general.
It's always a good all-round item. I don't know if he feels like he's going to have mana issues, and if he wants healing reduction, I don't know if there's too much of a merit to getting that either.
No, I don't think that. Not this.
So yeah, once again I feel like there was probably a better choice between AC and MKB, but so yeah, probably AC, right? But I guess Kunka's getting that, so you're not getting that. Maybe it's like process of elimination. He is eyeing up the harpoon now though.
Hell yeah.
So Kunka will get AC, so you're not buying that. You could have bought a second halberd technically, but your Earth Spirit is already doing that too. So you're gonna have two halberds with Earth Spirit and Kunka.
Okay.
And Earth Spirits will obviously have the cooldown reduction from Octarine Core. So it's kind of like having 2.25 halberds. Do you really need a third then? Probably not. So yeah. And
this is watching better. Tino just run around the map with no boots is hilarious. The Octarine just his stone runs are coming back on cooldown constantly, right?
It's faster than running. If he has the mana for it, he can just non-stop roll.
Very true. Nisha in the trees. Look at these illusions, man. Well, they're able to take over one, so that's actually quite helpful.
Okay.
Roll in.
Whoa.
Oh boy, that's a little bit maybe too aggressive. We'll see. Already pops the BKB. There's the Magnetize to follow. Palace wants to try to right-click the Skywrath Mage, but he won't be able to do so too easily, as Nisha is being able to finish off Shanks relatively easily himself. So it will likely start with a 1-for-1 as Tino getting controlled from afar. 50 seconds on the deck on that Earth Spirit.
And Tino's wild, man.
Yeah, he
just
wanted to go
straight in there,
hard.
1v5. His team weren't able to connect very quickly, and they have to pop their BKBs, get a kill, and get out. But I mean, 1-for-1 trade given the circumstances, I think not too bad for Execration, to be honest. That could have gone terribly wrong. They end up with an okay-ish trade there.
Yeah, so very even game now. I'm not sure what to think about this Medusa. Tidal Wave coming in. Bob getting pursued by Nisha onto the Bridge of Fate.
I will tell you what I think. I think Medusa was an outstanding pick this game, and I think Liquid have just messed up.
Bob's continuing to get chased.
It does happen. If you're ever in doubt, you can always trust Unky Gaben, and when he says 90% minute 20, it's okay, now you're in a good spot.
Butterfly looks to be next now for Mickey. I still don't understand the defusal after all this time.
That one was puzzling to me. The Daedalus, I mean, I guess, so there's two ways of looking at it, right? One is you're buying Butterfly as a hybrid item because it's both offensive and defensive, but if you feel like you're tanky enough, it's way less bang for your buck than a Daedalus. But as we've seen in a couple of previous fights, he might actually need the evasion. So when he made the decision to go for the Daedalus, he probably had a different read on the game state than what was actually happening, and now he's been knocked down a notch and has to rethink.
Yeah.
I wonder, I guess he's just going to sell the Falcon Blade here, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So he's pretty close to it at this point, the Butterfly.
And then we'll see if he upgrades Diffuse.
Yeah. Then we're going to see what he's going to use that for.
I'd be very interested to see that. AC now online for Bob.
I'm trying to think if there's a better choice than the upgraded. Because, I mean, classic Medusa 6-slot is with Rapier, right?
Yeah. By the way, what's the reason for not just getting Shard? They have a lot of single target spells. I feel like that's just a refresh of your HP, right?
Yep. I agree. It would be a great Shard.
And we've seen a bunch of Medusa games, and I feel like I haven't seen it once, actually. Because you're not going to be getting it from the Tormentor unless it's a really late game.
Yep.
So you kind of have to prioritize it at some point. It's just, that's literally free HP.
I'm with you. I think that would be great, for sure. 1,400 gold. If you survive for over 12 seconds, you get to cast it twice. And these snakes do give you quite a lot of mana. It's, what is it, 22%? So
there's the butterfly.
Yeah, it's got it now. Sells the Falcon Blade.
Palace will see this at some point, and we'll see if he goes for MKB.
Or
Mask of
Bloodthorn.
Madness is the last. Oh, that's true. He could go Bloodthorn.
But he has the Daedalus, right? So it's kind of, in a way, if you had the foresight as Palos, maybe you should have got Thorn instead of the Daedalus, just to protect yourself against this exact thing happening.
Right.
Because now, I don't know, what are you going to do? Are you going to sell your mom and buy...
Well, I was thinking he would go Satanic, but if you go that, then you have nothing against the butterfly.
Just realized if you're not a Dota viewer and you just tune in and you're like, are you going to sell your mom? It's kind of like, that's really pretty, that's a pretty weird thing to say, dude. But he's holding on. He's holding on to his mom.
Want to try to contest this Roche. It's not quite up yet, though, but they have an idea that Execration is going to be in this area, potentially, as they are taking the gate, actually. Or they're faking it.
Oh,
maybe.
The fake gate play.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Roshan is being juked by the fake gate play.
At the illusions. Still one in the pit. And Roche is 30 seconds away. As
the real gate.
Okay. I mean, we are 5 seconds until nighttime. So Roche will be coming. Palos pops the ult. Insania trying to live. One more right click does him into the ground. The Fiend's Gate on top of the regular gate. And Roshan is coming to fight as well. Double kill for Palos. Carlo getting control in the backline, but Nisha, not enough damage quite yet. Finally gets him with the remnants. But the right clicks will commence from Palos inside of this pit. As Mikke getting low on mana, trying to right-click as much as he can. He's Lotused as well, but there's a beautiful tidal wave, but they're still inside this pit of Malice. And they're finally be able to take out that pesky Sven. Double kill for Zai. Shanks is next on the list. And the Earth Spirit doing quite a bit in this fight, but he's getting low. That's a triple kill for Zai. And now Carlo, the last remaining member of Execration. He looks healthy, but not for long. Ultra kill for the Underlord of all heroes. They fought inside that pit of Malice the entire time, and they're punished for it. But doesn't look like they can get Roche.
They don't have the damage for it, but my God, that was a value butterfly right there. Like, the math just swung. If he doesn't have the evasion, this is a team wipe for Execration.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get the Roche too. Like, the Dusa kill just takes them so damn long, and they need to solve this problem now. They need a Thorn. Like, they were laying into her for a long time, and I like the play of, you know, killing the support first, like get rid of the Maiden, try to get rid of the Skywrath, because you know the Dusa kill is going to take long, but eventually you're going to have to stand your ground against her and get the damage done, and this time around, not quite enough in the tank, so yeah, crazy fight. Liquid should be very happy with the result of that, especially considering the way this fight started was with Execration on the high ground and killing the Maiden right away, and Dusa didn't join the fight until 1.5 members of Liquid were dead. So considering that, the fact that they turned that around and get a team fight win out of it is a very, very good result.
Yeah, so this puts Liquid back in a favorable position, but not commanding by any means, as this second Roche yet to be attempted, obviously. It's the Aegis and Cheese, so we'll likely see another fight in that area very shortly, if not imminently.
Yeah. The Gold Graph went from a Valley to a Diglet.
Okay, good to know. Palace is eyeing up a Satanic, so they just don't have an answer for this Butterfly. And actually, I don't think they're going to be able to get here on time anyway. So this Roche actually will end up being free for Liquid.
Will it? Are they going to be fast enough?
We'll
it's
see.
kind of
It's going a little slower than anticipated. Bob is going to spot out Nisha. He gets torrented.
Hang on.
God's strength is there, but the BKB and the save. Now the Aegis online for the Medusa, so this means Execration needs to GTFO. Mystic Flare doing a lot of damage to the Sven. He looks like he kind of wants to fight, but again, it has to be around this Medusa. He uses the Harpoon to destroy Boxy's face. Insania looks to be next on the list. Freezing Field did a decent amount of damage, and now Palos just has to run, but he's getting kited by the Scotty. Searing Chains is there, and down will go Sven. I had to go very slowly because that took quite a while to kill him. Very awkward indeed, but it's a 1 for 2. Liquid still with the Aegis, and we'll see if they can get any more out of this. Oh, the cancellation of the TP. So Nisha finding Tino.
Roll your boat.
BKB, and he's going to continue to roll away.
Not a bad result for Execration, trading 1 for 2 there. I know it's Sven for the 2 support, so you don't feel great about it, but considering your Sven started the fight on half health, the enemy team already got the Roche, you still didn't completely get blown out of the water in that fight. And that's honestly pretty decent for them. Obviously, now they will be fighting a Medusa with Aegis, so good luck killing her twice. She has sold her treads. What is coming out? It is going to be Boots of Travel level 2.
Oh, wow.
So make it with that global teleport and higher move speed now. Will...
And she did queue up the Disperser, by the way, so that was the intent all along.
We'll give him a nice move speed burst in the fight, right? So,
yeah, sure.
Bob, TP out.
BKB TP. And I'm trying to think things that it dispel. It technically dispels Magnetize, I guess, until 25 if you want to take that talent on Earth Spirit.
Silence.
Yeah, the Silence.
Fade Bolt.
Enchant. The slow, of course.
Oh.
Is it really just for the burst of move speed? I guess I haven't even seen the item used yet.
I mean, it's also a stat upgrade. If you already have Diffusal, the upgrade feels nice when you're maxed out, but the question once again is this better than another item he could have, right? I think Rapier must be better.
Being spotted out, getting kited again. The Scotty with the Shivas on top into the Pit of Malice. And you can see how much damage Liquid's able to do with very little investment. That's the scary thing for Execration. They have everything up though, and last time Liquid tried to go high ground, they got ultra punished, but oh my goodness, the burst damage.
But that time they didn't have the Aegis.
Yeah, Bob lives.
So
fair. That is fair. Shanks with the Agnum Scepter Sproink. Always fun to see that. They forced the fortification, 8k lead for Liquid, and the Aegis, another 2 minutes. So expect the high ground to resume shortly. As Enchantress actually has the MKB queued up, so maybe that's what they're going to try to answer it with, but...
I mean, her MKB plus a Sven Thorn, I think, is still the way to go. But Sven is going Satanic.
Well, yeah.
It's easy to say in hindsight, but I do feel like you should have prepared for that. You know Deuce is going to go butter, right? Like, she will do this almost every game, and you know that's going to be the challenge you have to overcome. So I feel like the itemization from Execration is really lacking there. They've prepared well with their halberds. I love those. I love Ench's build. I think a lot of things are right, but... Okay, they might find a kick here.
Try to kick him out. Mickey on an island right now, continuing to get stunned. Half mana. Look at the damage coming out from Shanks quite a bit, but they actually find Palos. He pops the BKB and the Godstrike, using the Harpoon to delete the Skywrath again. Gracious me, oh my, a nice boat connecting on the 3 heroes, but you can see Sven, he's the one getting kited horribly as Insania, with a really nice freezing field, finally canceled out. Mickey continue to right-click from the low ground, and Palos just has to go back to base to try to heal up. He's able to blink out to safety, surprisingly. Bob, in the meantime, he was trying to create space on the back line, gets off the tidal wave, back into the base. The rest of Liquid goes. And you can see the damage coming out from this Enchantress is nothing to scoff at. This is very scary stuff. And it looks like Underlord's going to be the one to fall. So 3 dead, and Liquid getting picked apart one by one as they completely ignore Medusa. Nisha, invisible for the time being, but Palos and company can burst him down if they're... Okay, he actually pops the cheese, so now he's the one getting turned on. Palos has the blink soon.
That Trickster Cloak has been so valuable this fight. Holy.
And he blinked to safety is the question.
You can chill here for now.
Oh, Nisha might be running right into him very shortly, not able to get the vision as the Centaur finds him instead. He kills it off in aggression, very understandably so. Mickey, no mana to speak of, but again, still has the Aegis, so they have to be extremely careful. Buyback onto the Kunkka as Boxy's finally come back into the fray. Silence, Mystic Flare to combo. Is that enough to kill off the... I can't speak, for God's sake, Cinderin. Bob gets off the X marks with the boat to come. Mickey still, Aegis online. They have to be careful here, but Palos is the one that gets destroyed. Maybe a little bit too aggressive for Execration, but Medusa no longer with the Aegis, so they end up netting themselves a beautiful kill. Execration somehow holds this, and now Mickey, okay, He buys back into the game, TP's in, trying to finish off this game in style, knowing that the Sven does not have the ult, even if he did have the buyback, which he does not. Carlo, he's getting kited again by this Scotty, and the Illusion's doing work. They'll be able to kill him off in their own right. And now Mickey and company able to take out this Rax, and they can breathe a slight sigh of relief as they're going to get at least 2 sets, if not more. And the Fiend's Gate's coming as well, so this is a full 5 Liquid squad ready to go. Gem online as well. And Shanks can only do so much in this 3v5 situation. It looks like this is going to be 2 racks, like I said, but they can still go for the Megas. There's plenty of time with no Sven. And actually, the damage from afar is just way too much for Shanks to handle. He does have buyback himself, though. Boat coming in, but this is just delay tactics at the end of the day. Still 30 seconds without Sven. Trying to push back this Underlord. They do so successfully, but still not that much damage without their position 1. And it looks like Earth Spirit will be taken out. This will be mega creeps for Liquid. What a ridiculous fight as Bob, he's going to get kited now. Sven up in 8 seconds. Liquid, they're going to play this discipline. Boxy, he's going to get bursted. One more roll will do it, or one right click even. So that is essentially a dieback for him. 50 seconds on the deck. Insani attempting to TP out, but the X is there. So Execration, can they try to go just down mid? That might be the only strat left for them in this game number 1.
That fight? That was like 3 minutes.
That was an eternity.
I'm just sitting here collecting a free paycheck while you lose your breath. It's wonderful. Yeah, what an insane fight. I have to say, so many things Execration did in that defense was outstanding. Just really great kiting tactics on the Medusa. They keep helping her, they keep stunning her, they keep kicking her away, slowing her, the whole shebang. But in the end, the Sven re-engaging on 20% health, have to question that. If he has a Satanic there, sure, maybe you can go for that play, but Palos just killed himself. Considering how good a job his team was doing at kiting, I think it could have actually been greedy and going all the way back to base to heal and rejoin. There was no immediate threat. There was no need to take that huge risk without having that buyback. And it does cost them Megas. I think if he chills and they chill, maybe they lose a lane, you know? That's like the worst case scenario there for them, actually, given how well they played the first half of the fight.
Oh my god, look at Did Shanks just 4-shot the Tormentor?
It's fine.
What the And he didn't take any damage.
Rubik gets a shard for that. That's another kiting ability now. They can throw away
I want a replay on that.
their teammates.
I have not seen that one yet. That's that's pretty hardcore.
Sure, it's fine.
Yeah, that's balanced.
You just need to take the Watcher so you can see your target for the...
All right, here we go. All right, I don't... It's literally off screen. That's amazing.
That's fine.
That's so good. Boy, there is a lot of trickster close I've been seeing on the side of the screen there.
Yep.
Seems to be the item of this game.
It's an insane tier 4 item for Sven to have in this game. He wants the evasion against Medusa. He wants the magic resist. And who else has one? Ench. We now have the Martyr's Plate as well on Bob, so he can redirect some damage to him. Trickster Cloak on 2 Liquid players, the Skywrath and the Ember.
This is Refresher Shard, I believe.
Yeah, it is nighttime, so it should be. And that shard will go on to the Ember. So
okay.
Nisha is close to Ags. He can sell his Orb of Corrosion. He's basically there, or his bottle, or both. He's gonna hold on to the bottle for now. Nope, he changed his mind. He's going Gleipnir. Okay.
MKB still kind of far away. It's like 1,500 away about for Shanks. And
this game is not over.
No, definitely not.
Liquid in a huge advantage once again, but there's
one buyback in the game right now. One buyback in this.
And don't underestimate, keep in mind, when you're pushing these towers, you can get fountained as Dusa.
Yeah.
They can kick you, they can lift you, they can tidal wave you. They have so many tools to reposition this Medusa when she goes pushing. And that has to be what you're playing for as Execration. Now, whenever you go knocking on the towers, set up a nice spell combo. Start off with a roll into kick, then telekinesis back, and then tidal wave, and then kick him again. And suddenly you find yourself in the fountain, and that's where the fight's going to be tough for Liquid, even with this monumental advantage they have right now. Palos, all right.
Okay. You really
shard for Earth Spirit.
Didn't have one before, surprisingly. So the save is online now. We talked about how powerful that is, in theory.
Now they have 2 saves. They can save with Rubik, they can save with Earth Spirit. Yeah. This is kind of daunting for Liquid, honestly. You can tell they're a bit hesitant.
Yeah,
Like,
they
can
gotta
we really
take out the building so that the creeps can do at least part of the work. Okay, with the Lotus. He's gonna get Tidal Wave into the tier 4s, pops the Manta, taking good amount of damage from Shanks. You can't really tell because it's just the mana bar that we're looking at. Already at half mana, has to be a bit careful, but there's the silence onto Palos, gets Force Staff to safety.
barely did any damage to
just
the towers.
a little bit of damage to the tier 4s, but
3
not
minutes
enough.
on Aegis. It's a game against the
Yeah.
clock here for Execration. Can you believe it's 48 minutes? This feels like a 70-minute game right now.
Yeah,
everything.
We're the tier 5 items.
Yeah.
I want to see the tier 5 items. All right, so Liquid, they're just going to back off and... I mean, what are they waiting for? Is there an item that will help them in this scenario?
Waiting for Insane to get level 16. Will be a
Very
real
important.
game changer. It's just been blown up at the start of every fight on this poor mate.
Another Trickster Cloak, just want to let you know.
Oh, nice.
How many do we have in this game?
5.
Yep, that is... No, 6.
6?
No, you're right, it's 5.
Yeah, math is really hard. I'm
The
glad
fifth
you
one's in
berated my
somebody's
math
backpack
earlier when
right
you can't
now.
even count to 5.
Carlo has it in his backpack. He's opting to use Psychic Headband instead.
Shiva's Guard now picked up for Tino, so another strong aura item here.
Indeed. All right, with cover of the creeps, Mickey is able to poke at the towers. And, I mean, they can do this over a long course of time here in Execration. They have to do something. Tidal Wave back. Mickey is fine. Leipnir controlling some of Execration. Remember, they have to win this game.
He kicked
to
the wrong
kick
one.
in, but the silence now kicking out this BKB. This Earthspear is taking a shit ton of damage. Will finally roll to safety. And this is almost the death of the first tier 4 tower. And Execration hasn't really done a whole lot to try and defend this. They've killed the creeps. Leipnir again controlling. There's the roll-in and the kickback onto Mickey. Palos comes in and deletes Crystal Maiden from the map. But again, that's the one hero with buyback, or at least from earlier. Tino has to roll away. Nisha pops the BKB. He's trying to kill off Tino instead, but the BKB from Tino will counteract it. Now Palos, he's the one getting controlled again. He has his ult online. And he's just getting slowed perpetually by Mickey. And he's going to try to fight his way through this, but it's going to be a losing battle as Mickey, still with that Aegis online. Palos finally able to limp away to the fountain.
Underlord is
going to be the
dying.
death of the Underlord finally. So Zai does have his buyback, but no ult to get back into the fight. Bob trying to take out Insane. This would be a dieback on the Crystal Maiden, but instead Bob will fall first. Tier 4 still alive.
Oh,
He was kicked into the fountain. That's life number 1. Torrent, is there any teammate even remotely close? The fountain is beating the shit out of Mickey and will finish him off in
He doesn't
style.
have buyback.
No buyback at all.
Uh-oh.
How long does he have buyback?
Spaghetti-o. Oh, he has it.
Oh, he just got it.
Okay.
Oh my god. What the fucking God's name am I watching?
Shanks looks so unimpressed. How is he this calm?
He's
That
dead
was a
inside,
sick
just like
defense.
every Dota player in the history of mankind.
It's like, whatever, man. It's just so cool. Oh, I
They have
love
to
it.
go up mid and force these buybacks.
It's just so chill, man. Hell yeah. This is my kind of game. This is wild. All right, so it's time to keep these buybacks in mind. So do set buyback ready. Obviously, as you see on the screen right now, only Maiden doesn't have it on the Dire, but if you force these buybacks out of Liquid and they make one misstep, this Radiant lineup can end the game really fast. Like,
yeah.
Sven is no... Yeah, this is case in point right there. That's how...
They're going to go for some building damage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing you have to be careful of if your Execration is the timing on Sven ult. That's when he's strong. You can't really fight without it.
And he also does not have buyback himself. He doesn't have the gold. So really, really crucial here that Palos does not die.
Nisha, you can see pushing down the bot lane for now as Execration will see if they try to go for Throne or trying to even this up with Mega Creeps. They'll do the latter, going for that second set of racks. And again, buyback is available for Mickey, 45 seconds. Everybody else is up. And knowing that Palos' ult is done, I think Execration needs to just get out. Can Liquid stop anybody from TPing? It doesn't look like they're going to even try. All right.
Okay.
So only one set of racks existing in this game right now, and it's the bottom lane for Liquid.
I'll be honest with you, I thought this game was going to end 20 minutes ago with a Medusa just cleaning house, but look at the defense that Execration has been able to put up. Just insane. And suddenly they find themselves in the gold lead now. This gold lead doesn't really matter. It's all about the buybacks. It's all about navigating the fights in total chaos. And that's one thing that their lineup really has going for it. They have so much stuff. Like just displacement abilities, disarms, 2 different saves for allies, BKBs, the whole kick and caboodle. Like, it's tough. It's actually really tough for Liquid to isolate and kill targets with their Dusa. I wonder if at some point Mickey has to buy a Swift Blink and just get in there, you know? Like, but then you're in danger of getting kicked into Fountain.
Yeah.
So, pretty difficult.
All right, are there any 25 talents that are worth mentioning that are now online or upcoming soon?
Well, does Kunkka have... Which one did he take? He took the Ghost Ship Fleet. Okay. So that one could be pretty nasty in this game since...
And he has Torrent Storm, and I could have sworn he bought Refresher. Is that on... Oh, he's going for Refreshers.
Yeah, so... Considering how these fights are playing out, with just all this chaos and being, for the most part, from Liquid's perspective, pretty static. It's the Radiant lineup that is moving a lot. For Liquid, it's only the Ember. This Ghost Ship Fleet is likely to get massive value of like chain stunning. So, yeah.
Yeah, longer route for Mr. Zai. Do Sleight of Fists for Nisha. I mean, some of these 25 talents are actually pretty freaking absurd. Obviously, the Medusa split shot modifier one is one of the best in the game. Unless you don't have Scotty, then. Then maybe not so much.
Or Daedalus.
Yeah, or Daedalus. All right, so a full reset, and you can see on the side of the screen that buybacks are mostly up. Big one missing for 4 minutes is the Kunkka, though. Ench will have it in 200.
Imagine if Execration had played like this
in
the first 2 days. They're on an insane heater right now. It's really cool to see. A lot of the times when teams have a bad tournament, start out rough, they never really find a way back. But these guys are...
All right, Earth Spirit 25. He's about to hit it.
They're on fire.
Magnetize Undispellable. I assume the Rolling Boulder stun duration is what you take.
Yeah, especially when you have Octarine, right?
I can't imagine a scenario where you go for the other one, though.
It's 1.4 second stun, and you... On a what cooldown? 3.5. Yeah, you definitely take the stun here, surely. He will get it now with this Ancient Camp.
And he's going for the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure if he's actually going to buy it outright without buyback, but that one can also be quite disgusting.
Yep.
Turning somebody to stone and then just doing...
Oh, yeah, another repositioning tool for the Dusa. Wonderful. Turn it to stone and kick her into the fountain. Yeah.
Right. She's going to have to get... well, they do have a bunch of Lotus Orbs, says Palos.
Good reaction.
Yeah, we'll get out. So, Roche is up, Cinderin.
He eats a Moon Shard and now does not have buyback. That's a Giga Chad move right there.
Who?
The Sven. He just took a Moon Shard and buyback unavailable. He's close to it, though. He just needs a couple of waves.
Oh, okay.
But
they're going to give up Roche, it looks like.
I don't know if they need to worry about it that much. Like, it seems like...
It feels too risky for them to even try to contest anyway, right?
It's harder for them to fight into no Aegis out here than it is for them to fight into an Aegis in their base. Strictly because of their repositioning tools. That feels like the best chance of victory they have is just Liquid trying to end the game and getting kicked into Fountain. So, what a wild game we have on our hands here.
All right, so Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard again.
Yep. Who do you put it on? Do you give it to Nisha again, or...
Nisha's definitely the safe bet. I mean, you could try... No, you can't give it to Medusa. Because you have to swap out some very important item. But I was thinking double Stone Gaze to try to just hit the buildings could be good. And at what point does she go Divine? If ever.
I think she should
too risky?
Now. Like, as you pointed out, it's about killing the throne, right? So having that... A Divine Rapier on Dusa right now is effectively double damage, so buying that now and swapping it in for one of your items just so you can hit the base feels pretty powerful, but again, the problem is you don't have a save. So if you had any sort of save in your team so you could just do that with minimal risk, it would be fine.
All right, Liquid have 2 cheeses, and you can see Medusa holding 1 greater healing Lotus Cinderin, just 1.
Yep.
I think you need 3, if I'm not... I don't even remember how many you need.
You need 3 Lotuses plus cheese? Is that it? 3 graders?
I think.
Or is it 2 graders?
Or is it 2? It's 18, okay? Whatever that adds up to.
That's 2
that
graders.
Extra 500 HP, which, I mean, that could be significant, maybe not. It's very good at poking for buildings because you can just, you know, have the shield dissipate and then just walk away.
Yeah.
A few seconds later, come back in, you have that.
If there's anything Dusa needs, it's a shield.
Yeah. Triple shield?
Yeah.
Why not?
Never refuse gold given.
Are we even going to mention wisdom runes or anything? Is there any big timing other than the tier 5 items that are...
I mean, I'm looking if there's a meaningful talent for the Maiden, for example, and I don't think it's going to matter enough.
I think everybody who does not have Shard, because there is one Tormentor up.
I guess
everybody in the game has Shard.
Eng 25 is pretty meaningful. Gives her more damage on the impetus.
Okay.
It goes from 20% to 26.5%, which might not sound that crazy, but when you consider the amount of damage Shanks is doing in the fights, an extra 30% is very welcome for their team.
And keep in mind, Execration, obviously against Mega Creeps, their tier 4 tower has very little HP. So it's about to be a naked Ancient against the likes of Liquid's lineup, which very scary, but they really are having a hard time finishing this off.
They're effectively wasting away their Aegis, right? They're not even going to use it.
That's true. I mean, Nisha's 60 gold from buyback, and then literally everyone in the game has buyback again. So I do believe we're going to be seeing the tier 5 items. But having said that, Liquid do have better map control right now to be able to try to get those tier 5s. I would expect if they're going to take this slow that they would start stacking Ancients to try to get them as fast as possible.
They actually should have done that.
And then just start warding to deny Execration from the tier 5 items. Because if that's an advantage you can have, that could be literally the game winner.
Yeah, and if you're shitting gold on some of your cores, you could buy Midas right now to just get neutral items and sell it again.
That is... I mean, Medusa doesn't have the built-in Ags yet, so I would probably prioritize that ahead of a Midas, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. He has a 9-seconder, though.
20 seconds from
yes,
60
BKB.
minutes.
Mickey has bought BKB. This is not a drill. We have a 9-second BKB minute 60. And this will give him free time to hit, because when that is active, they don't have repositioning. They can't kick him.
This is kind of risky.
Wait, does the Axe Earth?
They're scanning him. They're scanning him. They know that they want to get the tier 5 items. The first drops. It's a token, but he gets spotted. He's going to get hexed. Mickey is here as well. Using the Stone Gaze, Palos pops the BKB, trying to go invisible. He's going to get rooted instead.
Petrified.
And he is dead.
Damn.
But again, he does have buyback. The Fiends gave back to where they came from. What item did they actually get out of that token? Have they consumed it yet?
He has it in his backpack.
Okay, still.
He's going to turn it into something.
Yeah, I would hope so.
He's holding it for now. He's
it looks
really
nice.
Thinking. Would be nice to know what options he has.
Yeah, that would be a good quality of life.
Absolutely. Could use that in a spectator UI. Looks pretty.
Force Boots on Medusa for the Dispel. Fallen Sky for extra building damage. It's a Giant's Ring that he ended up getting on the Sven. He's going to have to buy back now. Does have the God Strength available. The Stolen Root. Going to delay this a bit, but the tier 4 tower is all but dead. And now Liquid only have to go for the Ancient. They stop. He just has to try to dodge these. And that's going to be the first attempt, but the Earth Spirit will live. Boats coming in. That's going to be a bunch of them because of that 25 talent. Continue to kill the creeps that help them do the damage for them. Sven still holding on to that buyback. There's the kickback number 1. The Sven is going to get the stun up, but there's a Lotus Orb, keeping Mickey at a decent distance. Pops the BKB. Trying to do as much damage as he can. Actually goes to the other side of the Ancient, and now there's so much in between them to be able to get this kickback. It's going to be very difficult. He's trying for it again, though. There's the kickback towards the Ancient. The stun's just continuing to be applied, but no damage to Mickey. Buyback onto the Enchantress now. They can try to go for the throne. Palos, he pops that ult. He's going to die very shortly. Remember, he's already bought back, so it will be a dieback. But the BKB keeps him alive. He's going to go back to the Fountain of Heal, but they just don't have the damage to deal with this. Mickey continue to get controlled. Zai beautifully done with the root again. And now they're going to turn the sights onto Nisha. He's getting extremely low. The Ancient is still exposed. They pop the fortification. He's going to buy back onto the Ember Spirit. And now Mickey, all he has to do is go for this throne.
That's a dieback on Zai.
He pops the ult again. Dieback onto Zai. Can they kick him back, though, is the question. The Stone Gaze is keeping them in place. All these melee heroes against Medusa, very hard to deal with. Finally gets kicked back, but again, not enough. The tidal wave to follow. Palos, he's going to get kicked back to the other side now. My God, what am I watching? Can't they just kill the goddamn Ancient, for God's sake? Do they have enough damage to kill off Medusa? At half mana right now. Again, the Sven trying to do as much as he can. It's right next to the fountain. He pops the Manta. They just have no damage at all. The Ancient almost going down. One more right click should do it, I would think. And finally, Liquid win